Hi everybody and welcome again to ZCodeSystem. Here we developed automated systems to help you win. And it doesn't matter what sport you're betting on, we've got everything for you right here. Before we get into some NFL action for November 23rd, I want to invite you to join. As always, you will have access to the VIP club section. It has a great number of tools to help you make your picks. Okay, so we're going to look at 4 games, and as we're getting pretty down close to the home stretch of the season, every game is taking on more and more importance as the playoff positioning is underway. So let's take a look at some of these games. We're going to look at 4 of them, and it's pretty much full slate of games, but we're only going to look at 4 of them. The 4 that I think are going to be some of the most interesting and compelling games of the week. So we got the Indianapolis Colts and the Kansas City Chiefs. You see the Colts come in here burning hot, winners of 5 out of their last 6. They're on tops in their division in the AFC, while the Chiefs are third in their division. They're only 5-5, and they're average down, losers of their last 2 and 3 out of their last 6. If you take a look at the over-under, the teams are trending on opposite sides of the line. The Colts mostly in over games and the Chiefs mostly in under games. An interesting thing here is that the over-under is sitting at 50.5 right now, and it's a 95% for 5-star bet to bet the under, 95%. So that is going to be a really good bet here. The point spread right now is the Chiefs 3-point favorites with odds of, or 3.5-point favorites with odds of 1.541 to 2.550. We'll take a look at a couple other things here. If we look at the head-to-head matchups, the teams have not yet met, and they haven't met since 2022. So take that. Don't even pay attention. That doesn't really mean anything. The power ranks indicator shows the Colts, after up top here for a while, dipped a little bit, but they're still near the top of the league at plus 27. While you see the Chiefs dip from 22 at the start of the month, and they're now down to plus 12. A couple other things we want to look at is the volatility oscillator. This will tell us how consistent they are with regard to their favorite underdog status, and you can see the Colts at plus 5 compared to minus 1 for the Chiefs, so they are much more stable in that regard. Another thing we want to look at is the home and away records. Right now, we can see that, actually, I don't really have the home and away records with me at the moment, but what I did want to show you was another thing as far as the line goes, the movement in the money line. That is probably even more important than the home and away records right now. So let's take a look at the money line. This is the Chiefs money line. You can see it opened here at 1.48, and you can see there was some movement. It got to 1.556, but not a whole lot of movement, and it leveled off at 1.541 for a while and dipped a little bit, very little, and it's back to 1.541. So really, in the end, it hasn't really moved that much. It's still a Chiefs favorite money line right now, and I actually think this is going to be a Chiefs win. Even though that the Colts are better, I believe that the Chiefs will win this one. I like them at home. I don't like them to fall out of the race because this is pretty much a must win for them. I like the Chiefs to win and cover in a game under the line. Okay, the next game we want to look at as we go down through the list, you see there's a lot of games here. It's a pretty full slate. There are a few buys, as is always the case, but a pretty full slate of games. Next one I want to look at, as you go down the list, is the Steelers and the Bears. The Steelers come in average stats 3-3 over the last 6, but they're still first in their division in the AFC North, 6-4, while the Bears are burning hot, winners of 5 out of their last 6 games. Okay, and a couple of things we want to look at before we move on into the real big meat of the matter is the odds are 1.714 for the Bears to 2.2 for the Steelers. That is a 2.5-point spread in favor of the Bears. The over-under is at 46.5. You see, again, this is a 5-star pick for the under at 81%. And you can see that the teams have been trending in games under the line as well. So that looks like that's going to be a good bet to go under. We look at the power ranks indicator, and we can see here that it is the Bears at plus 26, and the Steelers are at plus 20. And you can see the Bears overtook the Steelers with their recent success, their winning streak. Let's take a look at a couple other things. The Steelers are 4-2 at home. The Bears are 4-2 on the road. Pittsburgh has a scoring differential edge, not a big edge, but it's plus 14 to minus 6. And let's take a look at the volatility oscillator. How consistent are they regarding their favorite underdog status? You can see here that moderately consistent, plus 3 for the Bears, plus 2 for the Steelers. You see the Steelers were in the negatives for quite a while, up until recently. And let's take a look at the money line. If we go look at the money line, we can see here, this is the Bears money line. You can see they opened at 1.8. It got to 1.625, and it's leveled off at 1.667. And that's leveled off for the last 3 days, in fact. So pretty leveled off money line right there. I like the Steelers to win this game. I just got a feeling on this one that the Bears' hot streak is going to end. It has to end sometime. I think it's this week. Let's go with the Steelers under the line. Now we want to look at, not that game, Jacksonville and Arizona. Now here's an interesting game, not so much because of Arizona. This is interesting for Jacksonville. 3-3 over the last 6. They're right in the thick of things in the playoff race. Cardinals here dead status at 1-5 over the last 6. They are deep in the cellar in the NFC West. But let's look at the odds here. It is 1.667 to 2.250 in favor of Jacksonville. 2.5 point favorite for Jacksonville. Kind of surprised it isn't higher, even though they're on the road. The total is 47.50 over under, and that's a 5-star pick at 90%. Take a look at a few more things. The power ranks up and down for Jacksonville. They're at 18, while Arizona is at +7. Not a surprise that Jacksonville is higher in that category. We'll take a look at the records. Jacksonville is a solid 2-2 on the road, but the Cardinals are really bad at home, just 1-4 at home. They're actually playing better on the road this year. So, scoring differential edge in favor of Jacksonville, +14 to -32. Stability. Let's see here. Both teams relatively stable. You can see here that it is +4 for Arizona, +3 for Jacksonville. So I like this one to be a Jaguars win. I think they're going to continue to make a push for the prize. I just don't see the Cardinals being able to do anything. So I like the Jacksonville Jaguars to win and cover, but it's going to be a lower scoring game, so let's go under the line. And the last game we want to look at here, go down through, is Tampa Bay and the Los Angeles Rams. Tampa Bay is averaged down, loses of 3 out of their last 4, but again, they're still right in the thick of things in the playoff picture. While the Rams are probably the hottest team in the league right now, or one of them at least, they are 5-1 over the last 6 and burning hot. You can see a huge odds advantage for the Rams. They're a 6.5 point home favorite. Odds of 1.286 to 3.750. The over-under sitting at 49.5. And that's only a 3-star pick to bet the over. So this might be one where you kind of hedge on the over-under bet. Let's take a closer look before I make my decision on this. You can see that the Buccaneers 4 over and 2 under in the last 6, while the Rams 3 over and 3 under in the last 6. The Rams are a 4-star game-winning pick, though, however. Couple other things we want to look at here. We got, let's see, the head-to-head matchups. The teams had not yet met this season. On the power ranks, the Rams are at +29, while Tampa Bay is at +16. Nope, got to the wrong one here for a moment. Here's Rams 75% to 25% as far as chance of winning. 4 and 4.5 star home favorites in burning hot stats are 4-1 in the last 30 days, and that's what the Rams are right now. And the Rams have won 100% in their favorite status in the last 5. You can see how everything is trending towards the Rams, and I think that's how this one's going to go. Let's just take a look at the money line real quick. The money line is showing that it opened at 1.3. Is now at 1.294. So you can see during the week it's moved up and down a lot. You can see a lot of movement, but it's pretty much now back to where it was when it started at the beginning of the week. So I like the Rams. I like them to win pretty easily by double digits, but I'm going to pass on the over-under bet. So there you have it. Those are the games for the NFL for November the 23rd. Happy betting, and see you again next time.